Steam Daily is your gateway to gaming paradise, and today we're unpacking the game releases of 6 November 2023. Salt and Sacrifice is a game set beyond Sanctuary in a realm of elemental pandemonium. A once peaceful kingdom is thrown into chaos by encroaching tides of mages, merciless embodiments of elemental chaos. The marked Inquisitors, the doomed foes of the condemned, rally to confront the existential threat of magic. A buried secret menace is to destroy an ancient empire. In this land overrun by powerful and twisted mages, the condemned Marked Inquisitors embark on a hunt. You, as a Marked Inquisitor, will journey through the western frontier pursuing, hunting, and obliterating the roaming mages. While bound to the Inquisition, your choices remain your own. Wield the power of your foes, crafting unique weapons and armor from the otherworldly flesh and bones of the mages you defeat. Master dozens of powerful weapons and runic art safe manipulations of the corrupt magic wielded by your foes. Explore a large and intricate world filled with scavengers, secrets, traps, and formidable guardians. Engage in online multiplayer, teaming up with a fellow Inquisitor for full online co-op, drop in quick play online co-op, or fast and chaotic PvP through various factions. And now we come to the reviews. Initial impressions indicate that the game's Salt and Sacrifice falls short in various aspects. Encounters often seem unfair and frustrating, with enemies exhibiting cheap and unbalanced behavior. The mage bosses lack the essence of formidable adversaries, often resorting to fleeing and spawning problematic mobs. The combat lacks the fluidity and satisfaction present in its predecessor, Salt and Sanctuary. The level design is linear and lacks the open world exploration that made the previous game engaging. Furthermore, the platforming feels unresponsive, and the art style and music are perceived as inferior compared to its predecessor. The combat lacks depth, with weapons feeling static and unsatisfying. The game's balance needs significant adjustments to make it a more enjoyable experience, making it challenging to recommend it to others. Despite its shortcomings, some players appreciate the additions made to the combat system and find the cooperative gameplay enjoyable. However, the game's flaws overshadow these positive aspects, leading to a sense of disappointment among players who had high expectations based on the previous installment, Salt and Sanctuary. Within the realm of Racine, your mission is to engage in dynamic real-time combat, utilizing strategic card play to enhance your character's survival. Balancing swift action with careful planning, you must manage your character's boosts effectively, building a deck that suits your playstyle. Explore diverse areas to uncover powerful preying cards and unravel the enigmatic origins of the world's turmoil. Let's take a closer look at our next review. Common feedback points to a major issue with enemy balance and gameplay mechanics, leading to frustratingly long battles and reliance on RNG-based builds. The game's theme, art style, and variety of enemies receive positive feedback. However, the random starting builds limit player agency and can lead to unviable combinations. Bugs and technical issues, including crashes during boss fights, have been reported but are expected to be fixed in future updates. The requirement to time card plays precisely to block enemy attacks is both praised for its skill expression and criticized for making the gameplay less relaxing. Some players find the meta progression system and card mechanics uninteresting and time-consuming, while others appreciate the depth it adds to the gameplay. Despite its flaws, the game has a unique twist on the auto-battler genre, appealing to those interested in the combination of roguelike and deck-building mechanics. The game My Mad Scientist Roommate Turned Me Into a Personal Robotic Battle Maiden is a captivating life sim/visual novel/RPG hybrid. Sam's consciousness is trapped in a robotic battle maiden in the magical realm of the Frack, where they are embroiled in a conflict between monster girl tribes. Despite the cool perks of being a robotic battle maiden, Sam grapples with the humiliation of serving their eccentric roommate, Mistress Ellie. Will they find a way back to their human form, or remain an obedient appliance for eternity? The game offers voice combat sections, a rich storyline, diverse enemy encounters, unique island exploration, and engaging character interactions. Let's take a closer look at our next review. Reviewers are of the opinion that Robotic Battle Maiden, the latest RPG from Lapstock Games, is a significant improvement from their earlier work, Aluna and Brie. While the gameplay remains akin to the Persona series, the game has polished its rough edges for a more enjoyable experience. The combat is straightforward and enjoyable, albeit lacking in challenge. The plot and humor, trademark aspects of Lapstock Games, shine through, though the predictability for those familiar with the studio's previous titles is a drawback. The game offers a good balance of humor and action, with some minor issues in gameplay mechanics. Overall, it is recommended for fans of quirky humor and JRPG gameplay. Within the realm of Football Manager 2024, your mission is to take charge of a football team and lead them to glory. Experience the most immersive match engine yet, with enhanced player animations and ball physics. Utilize a new inverted fullback role and revamped set piece creator to dominate the pitch. Navigate a refined transfer market, leveraging the expertise of new intermediaries to build your dream squad. Set individual targets for your players to elevate their performances on and off the field. Explore 2 new game modes, Real World and Your World, for a diverse and dynamic career experience. Uncover more exciting changes and updates as you strive for success. Note, some data may be subject to approval and may not accurately reflect real-world information at this time. Let's now delve into the reviews. Reviewers are of the opinion that Football Manager 2024 FN24 is a solid 8/10, representing a refined version of FN23. They note that it is a small but significant step in the right direction, with changes that have had a positive impact on the general feel of the game. The match engine has seen a large improvement, though it still lacks the visual quality of FIFA. While not perfect, it's a significant step up from previous years. Despite some minor issues, the game has been smooth for many players. However, some players are experiencing difficulties, which might be related to their own tactics and strategies. Overall, the majority seem satisfied, with the odd occurrence of challenges. For loyal fans of the series, FM24 is a worthwhile investment, but for those who don't buy every year, the changes might not be substantial enough. Survivors of the Dawn is a run-based roguelike bullet heaven game where players create strategic weapon and item synergies to survive relentless hordes. Slaughter your way through marauder mobs in an interstellar showdown as a space bounty hunter. Level up bullets and stack items to strengthen your survival strategy. Navigate escalating challenges, evolving from a basic gun to a spectacular laser display. Engage in a relentless battle surrounded by bullet storms as you race against time through interstellar realms. Developed by Team ID Giant Games, Survivors of the Dawn represents the studio's debut PC game, showcasing their passion for core gameplay mechanics and relentless fun. And now we come to the reviews. As observed by multiple reviewers, this game boasts the best atmosphere in its category, offering immersive gameplay and a sense of time slipping away effortlessly. However, the inability to reset upgrades poses a significant drawback. Additionally, the UI is deemed basic and lacking in necessary information accessibility, while the graphics are considered passable yet unremarkable. Some reviewers lament the lack of depth in meta progression and criticize the developers for their apparent aversion to constructive criticism. Nevertheless, the game's engaging elements, such as its atmospheric design, engaging creatures, and exciting music, are highlighted as standout features. The game's replayability, amplified by strategic decision-making and surprising discoveries, is praised, although the necessity to restart upon death is cited as a potential source of monotony. Despite its shortcomings, the game holds promise, with its potential acknowledged by reviewers who appreciate its relaxing gameplay and satisfying progression. Within the realm of another day, your mission is to solve challenging riddles scattered throughout the hospital. Explore the dark hallways of the eerie, abandoned building, immersing yourself in its ominous atmosphere. Uncover the mysteries of the hospital by examining old notes, and discover the truth about your missing brother. The game is a psychological horror experience with realistic graphics, emphasizing exploration through a walking simulator mechanic. Keep an eye out for hidden references and Easter eggs along the way. Let's take a closer look at our next review. Reviewers are of the opinion that the game is a classic horror experience with impressive graphics, albeit marred by persistent bugs. The absence of a save mechanic necessitates completing chapters in one sitting, which can be challenging. Gameplay involves exploration, simple puzzles, and occasional jump scares, with an underwhelming final chapter design. The game's stunning visuals and small locations allow for meticulous attention to detail, despite occasional issues with grammar and font size. However, several major bugs, including button locking and chapter resetting problems, hinder the overall gaming experience. Despite these setbacks, the game has potential, and the developers' efforts are appreciated. Witchcraft Survivors is a thrilling action roguelite RPG where players engage in intense battles against waves of monsters, enhancing their characters with a variety of spells and upgrades. With unique heroes, diverse stages, and an endless progression system, the game offers an immersive experience that keeps players engaged as they strive for ultimate power. And now we come to the reviews. Initial impressions indicate that the game is really good. All characters have unique spells, adding an interesting twist. The difficulty is balanced, with an option for easier gameplay. The art and abilities are visually appealing, with various auto-aim skills. However, some abilities seem less useful compared to others. Upgrading weapons is essential, but the initial stages can feel weak. Progression might feel slow due to fast scaling power-ups. Despite potential, some feel it falls short compared to similar games like Vampire Survivors. The game has potential and a friendly, active developer. It's highly enjoyable for fans of the bullet heaven genre with a reasonable price. The default difficulty is challenging, but an easier option exists for faster leveling. No noticeable bugs or weaknesses were observed. Each character's unique abilities and the inclusion of casts are notable innovations. Overall, a promising game still in early access. The game Deadfall is a dark, bloody, atmospheric, dynamic, brutal shooter set in the 2026 on Rockford Island. Playing as Roach Craig, lead a B4 squad through dangerous tropical islands and enemy-infested facilities to uncover the mystery behind the experiments of the enigmatic scientist Ben Broadberry. With a soundtrack reminiscent of the 80s and 90s action films and a mix of metal and synthwave, Deadfall combines intense combat, strategic gameplay, and a touch of black humor for an immersive experience. Let's take a closer look at our next review. According to various reviews, Deadfall is a dark and retro-inspired top-down shooter reminiscent of the 80s and 90s era. The game offers various weapons and vehicles to combat foes and zombies, along with different difficulty levels. Despite the engaging gameplay and satisfying combat, some players found the game to be overpriced. However, many appreciated the game's nostalgic atmosphere and the reminiscent design of classic games. The game's intense survival challenges and addictive gunfights were highlighted positively, along with the cool visual effects and responsive controls. Some reviewers also praised the game's resemblance to Hotline Miami and its captivating soundtrack. Overall, the game was described as a good time killer and an enjoyable experience for fans of old school shooters. Cursorblade is a bullet-hell game where players control a cursor, battling through hordes of enemies. With a combination of weapons and items, players can enhance their abilities and create unique playstyles. The game offers mouse-only controls for an accessible experience promising endless, mindless fun. Let's now delve into the reviews. According to various reviews, the game has encountered code errors after reaching Wave 20, affecting the gameplay experience. A bug related to the purple shroom at level 8 has also been noted. While the idea of the game is appreciated, the lack of variety and content has left some players wanting more. The quick response and fixes from the developer have been praised. However, some players have reported crashes and slowdowns during gameplay, affecting the overall experience. The game's concept, playing as your cursor to battle enemies, has been commended, but it has been criticized for its lack of depth and repetitive gameplay. Some players suggest adding more bosses and upgrades to enhance the overall gaming experience. Despite the mixed reviews, some players have found the game enjoyable and relaxing, hoping for more content updates in the future. The game Cyborg 3003 is a co-op survival horror first-person shooter with a third-person option set in distant alien planets. In the year 3003, players, as cyborgs, must survive and cleanse these areas of hostile alien life forms. The game is currently in beta, with plans for additional content, including new maps, characters, and weapons to enhance the gaming experience. With cooperative gameplay for up to 6 players, slow motion vendor time for precise combat observation, and various monster types, players must strategically equip themselves with an array of weapons, tools, and perks to navigate open, non-linear play areas and survive the onslaught of alien threats. Let's take a closer look at our next review. Initial impressions indicate that there are some issues with the full screen mode, leading to accidental clicks outside the game during intense gunfights, which can be quite annoying. It is suggested that implementing a proper full screen mode could resolve this problem. Despite this, the game offers some enjoyable moments and is currently in early access, leaving room for potential improvements. The game is a wave-based shooter that allows players to choose their loadout before diving into the action. While the gameplay is engaging and fast-paced, there are some noticeable flaws that could be addressed. Reviewers have highlighted the game's enjoyable elements, such as precise and frenetic gameplay, a variety of alien enemies to shoot at and blow up with grenades and mines, and the option for extended hours of gameplay, especially when playing with friends. The game's visuals are commendable, with exploding guts and plenty of blood adding to the immersive experience. Despite its imperfections, the game is considered to be worth its price, especially when played in cooperative mode with friends. Players are looking forward to additional content being added to the game as soon as possible. In this exciting game, the Awakener Forgotten Oath, players must take on the role of the Awakener, summoned by the 12 Gods of Third. They'll engage in intense battles from a third-person perspective in the decaying world of Silverland. With the power to enhance their abilities through battles and death, players must defeat the minions of Chaos and prevent the revival of the Demon Lord, Silverland. As they delve into the dungeon, they will unlock the power of God's relics, wield artifacts from past heroes, and experience epic battles, all while facing the challenge of endless reincarnation. And now we come to the reviews. Reviewers are of the opinion that the game offers a satisfying experience with a skill-based roguelike gameplay style. They appreciate the responsive and impactful combat mechanics, even though the moveset could be more extensive. The game is considered a good deal at its price point, offering a blend of Musu and melee boss fights. However, some find the game's length to be shorter than expected, affecting its overall value. While the visuals and combat are praised, some reviewers note that it feels like a mobile port or a Dark Souls imitation with clunky animations. Despite this, the diverse combat styles and engaging meta progression contribute to the game's appeal. In conclusion, the game is seen as a decent option for players interested in its specific style, especially considering its budget-friendly price. In this exciting game, Hands, players must navigate a warped world as an immortal watermelon, contending with treacherous physics-based obstacles and unforgiving challenges. Roll, leap, and conquer the ever-evolving landscape to prove your mastery and resilience. Let's now delve into the reviews. According to various reviews, the game is highly challenging but enjoyable, featuring realistic physics for the watermelon character Hands. Players can earn different skins from crates in various parts of the game. It serves as a great escape from personal troubles and stress, providing a mental break. Some players appreciated its challenging nature, emphasizing the importance of skill development. However, some found it difficult to improve with each playthrough. The game was praised for its ability to captivate players, offering a unique experience with a watermelon protagonist sporting a bikini. Overall, it received a 10/10 rating for its immersive and engaging gameplay. In this exciting game, CatBallGravityMaze, players must navigate a lost cat ball through a maze to find and devour fish. The maze can only be maneuvered by rotating it, adding an extra layer of challenge. With over 20 levels ranging from easy to hard, players can test their skills and strategize to complete each level in the fewest possible steps. Additional levels may be added in the future, promising even more engaging gameplay. And now we come to the reviews. Common feedback points to a short yet enjoyable game. Some users found difficulty understanding the controls initially, but it's straightforward once grasped. More levels and additional gameplay elements were desired after the initial 24. A reviewer compared it to the Sonic the Hedgehog bonus stage without the psychedelic effect. On the contrary, one user expressed frustration and deemed the game challenging, unable to progress past level 6.